Lynchburg, Tennessee. Located an hour and a half south of Nashville, this small town is situated within a dry county and is home to one of, if not the biggest name in whiskey, Jack Daniels. This truly is a pilgrimage for any whiskey lover, and we can't wait to tour the famed grounds and then select our own unique barrel. We start the day off by meeting up with Jed, one of the head tour guides here at Jack Daniels.
How are you doing, Jed?
I'm good. Nice to meet you, man. Michael.
Michael?
Prime Barrel. Yep.
Alan, nice to meet you.
Jed is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to anything Jack Daniels.
How was your trip in?
It was great.
Excellent.
Easy.
Glad y'all are here. We're going to go take a tour. Y'all going to be picking a barrel later on. All right. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all follow me. We're sitting on about 2,600 acres. Yeah, but what we're standing on is the original land that Jack purchased. It's roughly about 140 something acres that he bought. This is the closest you're gonna be to a 7-story barrel house. It's a pole barn. It's a wooden frame structure with a metal skin wrapped around it. There's no insulation, no heating, and no cooling inside. We need the barrels to get hot, and they will. At the bottom of the barrel house, it's gonna touch about 85 degrees in the summertime. At the top of the barrel house, it's about 125 to 130 degrees. Single barrel whiskey comes from the upper floors of our buildings because of the intensity of the heat. No rolling, no spinning, no changing floors. We don't play heavy metal rock music inside our houses. So when that 500-pound barrel rolls in, it stays right where we put it. Well, we're gonna go walk down the hill, and I wanna show you why we're a Tennessee whiskey.
Let's go.
Walking around, I can't help but to think on the fact that every single drop of Jack Daniels is made right here on this property. As beloved as brand as Jack is, I was curious as to how they could maintain their growth, yet still keep the vision and techniques that Jack used over 150 years ago.
Yeah. So being that it's everywhere, people discount us as just like this mass-produced, type of whiskey.
Yep.
That's where we make our charcoal to filter our whiskey. None of it's faked. If we can do it for ourselves, we're absolutely doing it for ourselves. And is that not the definition of craft? I mean, being able to accomplish a task, it doesn't mean you're small, making something in your mom's basement. It means that you're doing as much as humanly possible for yourself.
That's awesome.
Every little block of charcoal we produce is produced right there.
Yep.
Y'all want to get closer?
We
Because
can.
you're not hot enough yet. Come on, let's get down here.
We can.
If we could get closer, if he didn't come up here, I would get you as close as you could stand it. It's about 1,800 degrees underneath that hood right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna burn for about an hour and a half, and when it's done, it's the same lump charcoal you're gonna use to cook like a hot dog or a steak on.
It's interesting what happens to the whole visitor's experience as we progress into the future and the VR becomes more of a thing. Because I'm thinking there's pros and cons to it, right? Like the pros is you can put people next to the fire if you wanted to, they're wearing some sort of a device in their head. But the con is it's not authentic. Now you take away from authenticity a bit.
Well,
right?
you have every other sensory, aspect, the smell, yes, the noise, but I think you're coming here, you're part of the experience, not just seeing somebody else do it, but you're part of it. And until we can wear full body suits that make you feel like you're here.
You feel that he just fine standing.
Out of work. I mean, seriously, man.
I don't think Jed has to worry about losing his job. Nothing could ever replicate the smell of whiskey in the air or the Tennessee nature that covers the grounds. This place is truly special.
Just really quickly, guys, this is not our fire brigade, all right? We have enough manpower and equipment to handle a fire in a medium-sized city, and we've never lost a single drop of whiskey to a fire that we did not intend on starting, all right? The engine on the right is a 1919 American LaFrance. The one on the left is a 1928 REO Speedwagon. It still runs, man.
Wow.
Yeah, you can catch it on a bicycle. Yeah, it's not a fast truck. A matter of fact, this is where Jack set up his still and ran whiskey on the property. That's why we brought y'all up here. Jack learns how to make whiskey about 5 miles south of here. He moves out of his dad's house at a very young age and moves in eventually with Mr. Dan Call. On the Call property, he met Mr. Nathan Nearest Green. And all of this took place during the time of the Civil War and before emancipation. Mr. Green was, in fact, an enslaved man over on the Call property. He was teaching Jack how to make whiskey. After emancipation, he was absolutely free. He could do anything he wanted to do, and he became our very first master distiller. When Jack finds out that water's for lease and this land's for lease, he wanted Mr. Green to help him set the still up right here. They set their still here, and the evidence is up there. All the black discoloration you see on the rocks, that is smoke, soot, and ash from Jack and George stoking their fire over 140 years ago. Now the reason they came, that water is perfect, all right? Back in the 1800s, nobody had refrigeration, so the only way you were gonna recondense alcohol vapor was spring water. It's 56 degrees year round and completely iron free because of our geology. Our rock is all limestone, it pulls the iron out, and we've been sucking water out of that hole for 140 something years. We supply 173 countries. I don't care if you're in Australia drinking our whiskey or back at my house, that's the water in our whiskey bottle. It's never gone dry in all those years.
Come for the whiskey, stay for the history.
That's right, that's right.
Just steps away from the spring, we step into Jack's original office, a small 2-room cabin. In here, we encounter a peculiar object that has an interesting place in Jack Daniel's history and in a whiskey lore.
Yeah, Jack never got married, never had kids, and passed away at 61. All right, now when he passes away without children, he gives the distillery to his nephew, Lem Motlow. Lem was Jack's bookkeeper. That's the original desk and chair where Jack and Lem did their paperwork. That's the original stove, and that's the original safe.
Wow.
Yeah, but he passes away at 61. The story tells us that he woke up early at his house. He's looking through his paperwork because he's on his way to Nashville, and he realized he forgot a logbook in the office inside that safe. So Jack walks in, Lem's not here, he walks over to the safe, spins the lock, and the moment he turned it, he forgot the combination. But he's so hard-headed, he just kept spinning that lock thinking it was gonna jog his memory. Never happened. He got so mad that 1,600-pound safe wouldn't open that Jack hauls off, puts a boot into the thing, and breaks his big toe on his left foot. Snapped it clean and waited 6 months. Gangrene set up in Jack's big toe. He kicked that safe in 1905, and Jack dies from blood poisoning in 1911. That is the actual safe that killed Jack.
Which is why I don't have safes in my house.
Do you want to touch it? Just don't kick it. It's hard to kill the man. Yeah, you can touch it.
Having gotten more than a fair share of Jack Daniel's history, it's now time to go into one of the barrel houses and pull samples for our own barrel tasting. Leading us the rest of the way is Jessica.
Welcome, hello.
Hi.
Fellas, I'm Jessica Hartline.
Hi, Jessica. Michael.
Michael, Gary.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. First of all, welcome. I know you just got off a tour and you're here to kind of actually taste some of the product, right? This is the exciting part because you get to actually go straight to the barrel and get your samples. Has anybody actually kind of tapped into a barrel before?
All of us have.
Oh my gosh.
Talking to the pros.
You guys may be teaching me a few things. The main thing here is we get to just kind of have some fun, dip into these barrels, and then we'll actually take the samples back over to the Motlow house and sit down and kind of talk about Jack Daniel's, our quality side of this. But the first thing I want to do is really get some volunteers, and who really wants to open up these barrels and get some whiskey?
Wants to go first? Keith.
To retrieve the whiskey directly from the barrel, we open the cork using two various tools. One is with a corkscrew, much like from the bottle of wine, and the other is via a hammer. After the plug is opened, we use a device called Whiskey Thief to retrieve samples out of the barrel and put them into some sample bottles. And now for the fun stuff. It's time to taste and rate the samples. We'll leave the barrel house and head over to immaculate Motlow house on the property to begin the process of choosing a barrel to take home.
All right, as we're doing this, I'll just refresh everyone's memory. We do have our informal scoring system where we score whiskey, each sample, on 3 different categories, being nose, palate, and finish. We do it blind, so we don't really know anything about the whiskey outside of the taste, which is how we like to do it. So let's start. Let's go back to front. Keith, you want to start?
For me, number one had the most traditional nose of the three. I scored it a 5 because it was kind of average, but it was traditional. It was nice. I liked it. The second one had a peppery element to the nose that I really liked. It was a stronger nose. I scored that a 6. And number 3 was hot and cold for me. The first time I went through and nosed them all, I liked it the least. Another time I went through and nosed them all, I liked it the best. But and kind of going through them a third time, I found it had probably the weakest nose, and for that reason I dropped it down to a 5.
Sort of like Gary, the first one, like I went in and I was like, whoa, it's like I got a lot of ethanol, and then I got to the middle one, and it's just super mellow. It's like just this real nice even nose. So of course that one won my heart. Then I got down to him, and I went back and forth between left and right, and I ended up giving the middle one a 6, 5.5 to the left, and poor little right got 5.
I think I'm in a similar position. This clearly was the one that I liked better than the other two. It wasn't night and day. I think this one I thought was lightest, definitely the lightest, where I get the least flavor out of. I don't know. I went with 6, 7, 5.
Okay.
6.5 for the first.
Okay.
Second, I would say 6. Third one is interesting to me. I picked up a lot of fruits, but they're very light, and it's not enough, and something is missing based on the nose situation. So I would say 5.5.
My personal opinion, I kind of agree that the first one is the traditional nose, which is not a bad thing. I actually liked it. I think it has the strongest nose just based on aroma only. I'm able to pick up more notes on the first one. Second one is very interesting. I would love it more if it was a bit stronger because it is unique. It's probably the most unique nose, especially when you consider Jack traditional recipe, right? The third one, kind of in between for me. So I scored the first one the highest. I scored it 6.5. I scored the second one 6.5 as well, but for a different reason. I want to get a bit more of it, and I think it'll open up if I drop a drop it of water, but we didn't do it that way. So to me, they're both 6.5, and this one is 6. So that's how I scored it.
To me, the third one was sort of the least interesting across the board.
Good.
I don't know. It didn't come on strong. I thought it was fine, but sort of consistent, less interesting.
The first one, I like the nose more than anything else. The meat palate for me was a little fruity, but not fruity enough, and the finish was fruity as well, but a little hot.
Okay.
So, do I like it? Do like it?
So Ilya, you have to pick one. Which one is going to be?
One should be my option.
Why?
It's more consumer friendly.
Consumer friendly?
Something that Jack Daniel's solo.
Okay, so they'll recognize it more.
Right, better recognition.
My top pick is number 3.
Okay.
It's that oaky finish that really does it for me, and I like the palate. All 3 of them are good. There's not a bad selection here, but this, for me, deviates a bit from what I think of as a standard Jack Daniel's profile, and that's the reason I like it. If I want a standard Jack Daniel's profile, I can go to any liquor store and buy Jack Daniel's. I think what I enjoy about Singer barrels is just getting something that's a little different than the everyday flavor profile.
That's fair enough. All 3 of them are awesome. I could drink either one of them. Which one would I go back to more? Based on my profile, I'm no expert by any means, but the first one kind of checks off more boxes for me. This is more of a wintry whiskey for me than the other 2.
Number 2 is pretty spicy.
It's spicy, but what I said before, I tend to stay away from spicy things for the most part. So if I had to pick between them, my choice would be number 1.
All right, everybody, I've given you 3 barrels to choose from. What will be the prime barrel?
All right, after talking amongst ourselves, having difficult conversations, because some of us like, different barrels, I think the prime barrel is going to be the left one. Selection number 1, barrel number 209013. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.